Can 50 pounds of chicken, and I got it for 39 cents a pound. So I got to get started because we have a lot of work to do. What I normally do is I will make the chicken and then the next day I will can it. So let's get opening this up and I'll show you how I make my chicken. I have a lot of videos on bulk canning of chicken. Now these are chicken legs. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to put as many of these legs into our pots. We'll take as many of these legs and put them into our kettle. And I think I can get 20 pounds in one kettle. At least I'm hoping so. Because I still have more chicken in my refrigerator. Now this is going to take quite a while to cook this until it's totally cooked through. But cooking chicken this way, I get the broth as well. I'm going to go ahead and put all of this chicken in all of these big pots, and then I'll show you what I add to it. I have 3 pots of the chicken. Now this is about 45 pounds of it. I have 5 pounds that I didn't have any kettles for. So what I do is I just put things in it to make a really good stock. Because what we're doing is we're cooking chicken in water and we're making a good chicken stock. The chicken stock is what we're going to use to can our chicken with. So I just cut up some onions. If I have celery, I will use celery, but I don't have any celery. So I just use whatever I have. So we have onions and we have peppers. Then what I do is I go ahead and I get some poultry seasoning. That's MSG free, and I put a lot of it in it. It gets a lot of this poultry seasoning. And that's all I do. So now this is going to cook for about 2 hours. And when the chicken is tender and falling off the bone, then we will separate the chicken from the broth. And then we'll go to step 2 in our canning process. This is a lot of work. This is a big project. But for 39 cents a pound, this chicken is basically almost free. So it gives you a lot of food, but it gives you a lot of work. So this is one of these recipes that aren't for someone who wants to get done with a project in a morning. This is an all-day project. So I'll get back to you when the chicken is finished. What I do in the meantime is, while the chicken's cooking, I disinfect everything that the poultry's touched. This is alcohol. This is like rubbing alcohol, and I use this with some tea tree oil. And this is what I do to clean off all of my cooking surfaces. So here we are on day 2 of our big canning of our chicken. Now remember, it was 50 pounds, it was 39 cents a pound, leg quarters. I have all the chicken taken off the bone, and we have carrots, and I have all of my broth separated. So basically now what we're going to do is we're going to fill our jars with chicken and carrots and then fill it with broth. And then we are going to pressure can this for about 75 minutes for pints. Now because all of my ingredients are cold, I'm going to pressure can it for about 80 minutes for my pints. So I'll get back to you when all of the jars are filled, and then we will put some of the broth in. This is a really big project, and years ago when I was younger I would do it all in one day. It's just too much for me now. So we go ahead and we do it into 2 days, which makes it so much easier. So this is all of the chicken and all of the carrots, and now what we're going to do is we're going to put the broth in it. I got all of the chicken put in jars, and I have at 38 pints, and I'll show you what it looks like. The chicken is all in the jars and the carrots are in it as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just put the broth in. And when all the broth is put in the jars, then we're going to wipe the rims and then we are going to can it. So I'll get back to you when this step is finished.